Good morning, guys. You can come on in, sit wherever you want. Just grab a paper in the front. Good morning. Yeah, just grab a paper at the front, sit wherever you'd like. Good morning. I'm Mr. B. My last name is Mr. Busani, but people sometimes mispronounce it, so Mr. B is fine. Your do now for today is going to be to take a piece of paper from the front of the room, which you already did, so you guys are already making great progress. Write your name at the top of the page, and then I want you to write 3 things on the paper. Tell me where you're from, and you can interpret that however you like. Where you were born, where you live, it doesn't matter. Where you're from, you can answer that how you like. What is your favorite book? And a fun fact about yourself. Again, whatever you consider to be fun, that can be your fun fact. Yeah, I'll give you 2 minutes to do that. And when you're done, put your pen down and bring your eyes to the front of the room. I'm going to give you guys 30 more seconds to finish up any final thoughts that you have. Okay, great. Pens down, eyes up at me. Thank you for getting right to work on that. Every day when you come into class, there will be a do now on the board. There will always be paper at the front desk for you to be able to grab to do the do now on. So every morning, come in class, grab a sheet of paper, and your do now will be posted on the board for you to be able to do. I can't guarantee it'll always be this easy, but you gotta give you the first day. Sorry. So we'll get to your do now in a second. Here's a little bit about me first. I go to Boston University, which answers where I'm from partly. The other answer to where I'm from is that I'm not from Italy technically, but I'm very Italian. Both my parents, their parents are from there, so I consider my culture to be very Italian, so I have the Italian food. A fun fact about me is that I'm an actor. I perform in theater. That is a picture of me in a show called Spring Awakening. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It was based off an 18th century German play. It got turned into a rock musical in the 21st century, and that's a photo from the musical version. Very different from the original play. And my favorite book, which I don't have posted up here because I couldn't decide, so I wanted to just do a spur of the moment decision, is I'm going to go with In Cold Blood by Truman Capote, who actually went to my high school, not at the same time as me. Yeah, it's a great book, and if you haven't read it, it's a nonfiction that reads like a fiction. It's a murder mystery inside the mind of a serial killer, which is very interesting. So now for a little icebreaker to get us integrated with each other on this first day. We're going to share out with everyone, as the whole group, what you wrote for your do now. So tell us your name, where you're from, your favorite book, and the fun fact you have about yourself. So I'll just call on you and be ready to share with everyone. Share your responses with everyone. Would you mind going first?
Sure. I'm Zach. I was born in Syracuse, New York. I think you looked down my good I was born in Syracuse, New York. I grew up in Western Mass. I couldn't decide either for my favorite books, so I just chose pop fiction between A Song of Ice and Fire and Harry Potter. And my fun fact is I'm bilingual.
What languages do you speak?
English and Spanish.
English and Spanish. Nice. Well, hold on. Would you mind going next?
Yeah, of course. My name is Sophie. I was born and raised in Portland, Oregon. My favorite book is Middlesex by Duncan Kennedy.
ever watch the show Portlandia?
I have, and I have
Does it
been an extra.
Oh, you've been an extra.
I have, like everyone.
Okay, so my question was going to be, is it an accurate depiction of Portland?
It goes back and forth. Like some of the famous ones, like the chicken thing. Like
Yeah.
yes, they will tell you like your chicken.
Well,
Other stuff you think.
we'll have to watch
Love
your
it.
episode one time.
Awesome. Sounds great. Thank you.
Would you mind going next?
I'm Joanna. I was born. I'm from India. My favorite book right now is Angel Propose, and then my fun fact is that I taught myself 3 instruments.
Which instruments did you teach yourself?
Piano, guitar,
And okay, interesting. That's all across the map too. Okay, great. Yeah. So thank you for sharing out with each other. I know that's not easy to do when you're in a room full of people that you don't know, but I appreciate your willingness to contribute. So as we keep going, one thing that we should just address as a group is that as we move forward with the year, we're going to have some expectations about how to behave as a class and how to interact with each other so that we can have a productive learning experience for everyone. So I'm going to share one thing that is important to me that I think will help this classroom function. And then I'm going to ask each of you just to share out one thing that you think you would benefit from. Something that I can do for you, something your peers can do for you, or maybe something you can do for yourself. So I'll give you a second to think about it, just a few seconds of silence if you have it, and then I'm going to share mine. So just take a second, think about it. Everyone has something? Head nods? Yeah? No? Okay, great. So one thing that I want to be able to ask of everyone is that we're able to do the do now, which is something that I already told you about, but for me, starting off class the right way is going to be really important to ensuring that we're going to have a productive class the entire time. So if I could ask of everyone to do as you did today and just come in quietly, grab a paper and do the do now, I think that's going to put us on track to have a really great class every single time and have a really productive year. Would anyone like to share out next? Yeah?
Yeah, I think we should really listen to each other when we're talking and not criticize.
Thank you.
I like having the opportunity to participate a lot in class and be able to talk.
I have a lot of anxiety and would sometimes appreciate it if there were some notice before randomly calling.
Okay, thank you. So from this point forward, we're going to take all these things into consideration, and given everything you said, I'm going to be able to compile a list of everything that you said, and these can be our classroom rules going forward that we can always point to have consideration in the back of our heads whenever we interact with